What happens when your first family trip abroad starts with missing luggage? Hi, I'm Mama Mia. Welcome to Game Mom Travel and Repeat. Most of my travel content has been Drive with Me and Silent Drives. But this time, we traveled abroad with my family and my 5-year-old. Sobrang dami naming natutunan. Before we begin, I want to share something. Most of our videos from Hong Kong got corrupted. About three-fourths of our footage is gone. So for this video, I will be using a mix of photos, a few saved clips, myself, and some stock visuals. This is the start of our Hong Kong travel series where I'll be sharing our real experiences, hindi perfect, hindi rin aesthetic, just honest mom travel stories. This was our first international trip as a family. First time naming mag-travel abroad na may kasamang bata. Everything was planned and booked, from flights, to hotels, to itinerary, and attraction tickets. So going on to this trip, ang goal ko lang was, sana smooth lang lahat. We checked in our bags at the AirAsia counter in Naiya, and everything went smoothly. They even told Mori to have fun in Disneyland for her birthday the next day. Kasi, birthday nga naman talaga niya. And this trip was supposed to be her birthday trip. So, syempre, we felt good. Parang, okay, this trip is going to be nice. Immigration went smoothly kahit sobrang haba ng pila. So, kailangan talaga 4 hours early ka. Kasi, the pila is life. So, immigration went smoothly naman. Bag inspection took place next. Pero mahaba rin ang pila pero okay pa rin. We reached the boarding gate early. So, that means pwede pa kami magkaroon ng time to have breakfast or for coffee. So, everything naman was okay. So, nakalipad na kami. Pagdating namin sa Hong Kong, sumakay pa kami ng train papunta sa main terminal, which was awesome kasi nga, first time namin makakita ng ganon and makaranas ng ganong klaseng sistema. Papunta kami sa kung nasa ng immigration and baggage claim. Kahit pagod na rin kami and parang na-lost, na-amaze pa rin kami kasi first time namin dito, new place, new experience. And after immigration, dumiretso na kami sa baggage claim. So, yun ang kasunod. And dun pa lang, medyo off na yung feeling. Why? We couldn't find our flight on any carousel screen. Kasi di ba may mga screen sila showing the flight details. Tapos dun kayo mag-aantay sa counter na yon or sa carousel counter na yon waiting for your luggage. In the Hong Kong International Airport, there are 18 carousel counters. And inisa-isa namin yung mga counters na yon. So imagine how many counters we went para lang hanapin yung aming flight. But we couldn't find it. So, we walked around, we checked every monitor, we asked airport personnel. They kept telling us, Carousel 6 daw kami, according to our flight details. Pero wala talaga. Wala talaga yung flight details namin sa screen. And even if panoorin namin paikot-ikot yung mga luggages na nandun, wala nang incoming. So, wala nang lumalabas ng mga bagong luggages. And wala talaga yung luggage namin doon, na paikot-ikot. So, at first, denial pa ako. Sabi ko, baka na-late lang. So, inantay namin. Baka paparating pa. So, habang nag-aantay, medyo matagal na eh. So, I went to the baggage inquiry desk and looked for AirAsia. I asked if they could help us find our luggage. They spoke basic English. Okay naman. They can understand me. But honestly, sa end ko naman, I couldn't really understand what they're saying kasi their accents are really thick when speaking English. And at that moment naman, pagod na rin ako mentally kasi start to creep in, no, yung emotions, yung anxiety, what ifs, mga ganyan. So sabi sa akin, they told me to wait. So tinawag ko yung husband ko, tinawag ko si Mori, pinaupo ko sila dun sa upuan near the desk. And I was explaining to my husband kung ano yung nangyari. And while I was explaining, narinig ako ng mga ibang tao doon na nakaupo. And sabi nila, kayo din po, nawawala din yung luggage nyo. Diyos ko, dun ko na na-realize na hindi lang pala kami ang nawawalan ng luggage. And to think, we came from the same flight. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of travel content, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be sharing more of our Hong Kong experience, and hopefully our story can help other parents too. Ang difference namin sa kanila is, three families pala to, no? Three groups pala. Isang family, tas isang group of friends, then kami. Yung group of friends, lahat ng luggages ng friends andon, except for one friend. Sabay-sabay daw sila nag-check-in. So, siya nag-aantay din siya. Yung isa naman, yung sa family naman na isa, yung luggage ng dad ang nawawala. Okay. So, all of us went to the desk and asked, ano nang update? Kasi we've been waiting for too long na. Kasi, ang arrival namin was 10:30 a.m. 10:30 to 10:45 a.m. Let's just say 11 a.m. Well, past 12 na and wala pa ring update. Okay. So, we went there. Yung sa friend group, meron silang explanation. Naiwan daw yung luggage ng girl na friend. Okay, naiwan. Si dad naman, doon sa kabilang family, na-offload daw yung kanyang luggage because may nakitang item sa loob. So, na-offload. As for us, yung dalawang luggage na nawawala sa amin is hindi makita. They couldn't locate our luggage. No update from Manila. No update from Hong Kong. So, they asked us to file a case. They told us we could already leave the airport. They can find our luggage. They'll send it directly to our hotel. So, nag-fill up ako ng form. I think this is called the Property Irregularity Report. So, it's called a PIR report from AirAsia. So, nag-fill up ako nito. Tinulungan ako ng officer from AirAsia. And then, nilagay ko dito yung details ko, address ko from the Philippines, my telephone number, which by the way, kailangan nila dito is a telephone number, Hong Kong telephone number. So, binigay ko na lang yung telephone number ng hotel and address ng hotel. Just in case, makita nila yung luggage, doon nila isa-send. Yan. So, binigyan nila ako, meron akong copy, and then, umalis na kami sa airport. So, sabi, we could leave the airport na. You know, that moment, bigla na lang pumasok lahat ng emotions. Like, hindi ko alam kung magagalit ako, magigilty ako, anxiety ko, nalulost ako. Parang alam mo yung feeling mo talo ka. Kasi mapapa-question ka talaga, bakit nangyari to? Kung kailang first time namin, saka nangyari ito. And I was expecting na it was just a one-day thing. Like, kinabukasan, sana mapadala or later tonight kasi malamang meron pa naman sigurong flight going to Hong Kong within the day kasi it's still early naman, di ba? So, I was really hopeful pa naman ako. Pero naramdaman ko na yung defeat, naramdaman ko na yung samot-saring emotions na mafe-feel ko. And I think naman it's valid kasi syempre, first time namin naranasan to, tapos malas pa na ganun pa yung nangyari, di ba? Ang inaalala ko talaga doon kasi yung gamit ng anak ko, yung lahat ng mga pinirepair ko, binili ko, nagagamitin niya sa birthday niya, kapag pumunta kami ng Disneyland, yun yung mga inisip ko, essentials, diaper, gamot, kasi meron siyang ubo. Yung mga ganong bagay, tapos, kumbaga parang lutang pa ako, sige, lumabas kami. Nung next day na nun, so pumunta na kami ng hotel, wala naman na kami magagawa, kundi ituloy ang itinerary. Pumunta ng hotel, mag-check-in, and just wait for an update. That night, mag-email ako dun sa contact info na binigay sa akin ng Hong Kong International Airport, and nag-email ako asking for an update about our luggage. Walang reply. Tulog na kasi sobrang pagod na. From commute, from the mental stress, emotional stress, and whatever. Natulog na kami, and kinabukasan, it was my child's birthday. And nasabi ko na wala tayong damit kasi parang walang update yung airport. Walang update sa email. Sabi ko, bumili na lang tayo ng damit. Naghanap kami na mabibila ng damit. Not gonna lie, napagastos kami. And it was not planned. Wala siya sa budget. And mind you, medyo may kamahalan ng mga gamit at mga damit sa Hong Kong. At ito talaga yung parang pag wala ka talagang extra, paano ka? Buti na lang sa vicinity ng Kimberley Road, malapit sa Kimberley Hotel kung saan kami nagstay, is may Uniqlo malapit. At least familiar brand siya. And yeah, it was kind of chilly sa Hong Kong. Malamig, medyo malamig, mahangin. So sabi ko, sige dito na lang tayo bumili ng damit. At least alam na natin kung ano yung quality, ganon, ng damit na to. Bumili kami, tigi-tigi sa kaming sweatshirt, binila ko ng pants, pantulog yung anak ko. Kasi syempre, siya yung inuuna ko, yung anak ko. Yung husband ko, meron naman siyang extra clothes sa hand carry niya. Ako, wala. Si Mori, meron. So, yun. Napabili kami ng damit and wala kami makitang underwear, like bilihan ng underwear, like dito sa Philippines kasi 'di ba, kapag pumunta ka sa mall, may department store, meron kagad na parang nagbebenta ng mga intimate wears, underwears, 'di ba? Doon wala. Like lingerie, yung mga makikita mo, lingerie, hin- hindi naman lingerie yung hinahanap ko, but underwear. Buti na lang, maraming 7-Eleven sa vicinity. And merong mga disposable underwears and siguro sometime part of this Hong Kong series is enumerate ko kung saan pwedeng bumili ng mga damit or mga essentials kapag na-offload yung gamit nyo. So, abangan nyo po yung upload ko na yon. And of course, it's also a way for me to help people who might experience something like this in the future. Kung magsistay man kayo sa hotel ay sa Hong Kong or sa Kimberly Hotel or somewhere near Kimberly Road or within Tsim Sha Tsui. Ayan. You know, this part hit me harder than expected because I was the one who planned everything. I started questioning myself. Ano bang nagawa kong mali? May nailagay ba akong bawal? Bakit nangyari sa amin to? You know, that kind of emotions, those kinds of questions sinking in, medyo mahirap siyang i-process. So, internally, it was torture for me. Internally, kasi syempre, as the one who planned everything, as the one who packed everything, confident pa ako na di naman kami lumagpas ng 20 kilos or parang we still have allowances for pasalubong, for other stuff na may mabibili kami sa Hong Kong, stuff like that. So below kami ng ng allowance. Medyo mahirap siyang i-process. And if you're going through the same thing or you went through the same thing, it's valid. I keep telling myself na it's valid emotions, it's valid realization, it's a valid thing to feel. Kasi we were put in a position where hindi natin alam kung anong gagawin natin. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga sagot sa mga tanong natin kasi hindi rin naman din nasasagot for us. Like for our case. Kasi hindi namin alam kung nasan yung mga maleta namin, hindi namin alam kung naiwan ba sa Manila, hindi namin alam kung nasa Hong Kong or nasa Japan na pala, nasa ibang bansa na pala. Alam niyo yung mga ganong klaseng questions. So, yun, yung uncertainty na feeling, yun yung medyo mahirap. Lalo na may bata kaming kasama. Kasi kung ako lang, solo ko, tsaka yung husband ko, dalawa lang kami. We're both adults. Kaya namin magtiis. Diba? Pero hindi ko matiis as a mother. Makita yung anak ko na walang damit, birthday niya, tapos, alam mo yun, uulitin niya yung damit niya, kung ano yung pinagamit niya. Tapos, syempre, bagong salta lang kami dun. We don't know things. We don't know anything. We can search, we can Google. That's totally fine. But once you're there, tapos medyo nagpapanik ka na. Kaya talaga importante talaga na kalmado ka lang talaga eh. Yes, it's important that you should be calm, but feeling these emotions are also valid. At the end of the day, you're still a parent. You do what you have to do for your child, whether birthday or hindi birthday, basta para sa anak nyo, you have to be strong. So, yun. Alam niyo, tapos bigla akong all throughout that thing, I remembered something important. In my case, good thing, I placed my maintenance medication inside my backpack. I don't know why, but I just did. If I didn't, I would have missed 3 or 4 days worth of medication. And that's actually dangerous for someone who's taking maintenance like me. Thank God I thought about that. In my hand carry, all I had were my tablet, my cameras, my power banks, kasi apparently, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-check in. Mga pang-retouch. Siyempre, I'm still a girl, I'm still a woman, I have to retouch. Lipstick, lip balm, face powder, small hand lotion, kasi sabi nga nila there, it's malamig. So yun, basically things for documenting and surviving just for a day. No extra clothes for me, and the realization there was, that was a mistake. All I ever did was prepare for other people. Like, for Maurice hand carry, good thing I packed 1 extra outfit. This is just in case something spilled, kasi nga bata, she's still young, she's still a kid, magulo, malikot, meron akong pamalit for her and backup diapers. Now, one thing that I have to explain, she's 5 years old. Baka sabihin niyo, why is she still wearing diapers? Well, she still wears diapers for long travels and emergency oopsies moment. She knows naman how to use toilet. The diapers are just for safety. At least she had something to change into, kaya yun naman ang inisip ko. My husband has one shirt and one pair of socks just for emergency because the last time we checked sa weather ng Hong Kong, the coldest was around 13 degrees Celsius and the hottest was around 16 degrees Celsius. It's still relatively cold. So, pinagbaon ko siya ng extra clothes just in case masyadong malamig, he can layer up the clothes para mainitan siya. Same goes na rin for Mori, even if she didn't have any emergency. Now for me, I only have a shirt and a jacket and a cycling shorts kasi yung aking C-section area, I have a tahe. Sumasakit kasi siya kapag malamig. So, the cycling shorts can help warm up that area just in case malamig. Doon ko na-realize na prioritize ko everyone else's things, no? And forgot to prepare for myself. But I never ever thought about putting an extra clothes or underwear for myself, which is a big no-no kasi dapat ginagawa ko rin yun for me. Kung kaya kong gawin yun for my husband and for my child, kaya ko i-remind yung husband ko magbaon ka, kaya kong gawin yun for my child, but hindi ko magawa for me. Right? So, it's really a big realization for me that I should be also included, diba? As moms kasi, sometimes we do that without even noticing. But looking back, I also realized something else. I was trying to make sure everyone else was okay. And sometimes in that process, we forget ourselves. This trip taught me the preparation isn't about perfection. Actually, marami talagang may gustong perfect yung itinerary, perfect yung OOTD, because hindi naman tayo everyday nakakapag-travel and hindi rin naman din madaling bumalik sa pupuntahan yung destination. Tama, di ba? Nag-ipon tayo and we have to make it count. So, sometimes we aim for perfection. We are strict with ourselves when it comes to plans, itinerary, kailangan ganito, kailangan ganyan. But na-realize ko it's about adaptability. And next time, I am packing backup clothes for myself too. Even though most of our videos were lost, I still wanted to share this story and it's actually heavy on me because travel isn't always about beautiful footage or perfect memories. Sometimes it's about learning how to adjust, how to slow down, and how to show up for your child even when you're tired. Mentally, physically, emotionally. This is the most important part. So in this series, I'll be sharing what we went through, from missing luggage to traveling with a 5-year-old to everything we learned along the way. If you're a parent planning to travel with your child, I hope our stories help you feel less alone from one mom to another. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.